Over the past 3 years, we've seen countless images of devastation in Ukraine. Homes, workplaces and schools decimated by drone strikes. And millions of people displaced. But with no end to the war in sight, families have been forced to adapt to a new way of life. For children, that means continuing their education in unconventional ways.
They want to make sure that they are not the lost generation, because those kids are the kids that are going to have to build the country, rebuild the country. So it's vitally important that the disruption to their education is minimised.
For many of them, that involves an unlikely connection to a charity based in West Lothian and Scotland's largest prison.
The last lot went out, there was, I think we gave you about 400, about 400, there's not 150.
Yeah. And do you know what? They're away and they're now being reused in schools in Ukraine right now. I can categorically say that.
But the ones we sent out in the pallets are getting used?
They're away. They went. They were in Kyiv in 4 days.
God.
4 days. All right.
Ross, hello, how are you doing?
Hi, Selena.
Nice to meet you. How's things?
Yeah, welcome to Reusing IT.
Thank you. Is this where all the magic happens?
The Madhouse, yeah.
Right, show us round. This is Reusing IT, a charity set up almost 3 decades ago to refurbish unwanted devices and give them a new lease of life. Its founder, Ross Cockburn, came up with the idea to improve access to technology in Africa.
We had 8 years of 1,000 machines every year, all to Africa, because that's where we thought the digital divide was and digital exclusion existed. And then one day this lovely wee lady from a primary school in Livingston said, "Have you ever thought about helping the bairns in Scotland?" And I was like, "Do the bairns in Scotland need help?" She said, "You're right, they do. We've digitised education and every child doesn't have access to it. So we exist to do one thing now, and that's to make sure that every child has the same access to education. If it's digital, we're here to provide it."
The charity takes donations from individuals, health boards, independent schools and universities.
Most of these devices, and these are professional business machines by the way, they've got at least 10 years, maybe 15 if you just look after it.
A small team of volunteers, from teenagers to octogenarians, process dozens of devices every day.
Jim, you're 81, eh?
81, couple of weeks. I began a birthday cake.
You begin?
81, I'm still here.
Throughout the pandemic, Ross and his team helped to provide laptops to children being homeschooled across Scotland.
It was a disaster, an absolute disaster. I mean, we were at one point buying laptops because we'd run out of laptops to give away. So we were purchasing them from resellers to give away to kids that didn't have a laptop. And I've got hundreds of letters from mums saying, "I don't know if you appreciate how hard it's homeschooling 4 kids on a mobile phone, but you've just made my life so much easier." And it is almost a laptop per child, because they would be having different lessons at different times with different teachers, and they couldn't all share a laptop.
But in 2022, they took on one of their biggest challenges yet.
Ukraine was definitely accident, not design. We were invited with a charity called Yorkshire Aid Convoy, who are a humanitarian organisation based down in Leeds. They asked us for 50 laptops for IDP kids, internally displaced children. We delivered those laptops down to Harrogate, and then the next thing they came back and said, "Can we get more? How many more? 500, 1,000.
Reusing IT is now sending 5,000 devices a year to Ukraine, making it the 4th largest donor after Google, UNICEF and HP.
The more we go, the more we realise that the need is increased, because more schools have been destroyed. And as a school gets destroyed and there isn't a bomb shelter for that school, then more children have to homeschool. So we just keep looking for devices, because I never thought I would say this, but that laptop actually keeps a child alive, because that laptop means that they're at home, they're not in a school, and they're being educated.
To keep up with demand, the charity has had to find creative ways to reuse donated devices.
You're looking at something that isn't a computer, that's the industry knows as a thin client. So it shouldn't be running standalone, it should just be talking to a server somewhere. The NHS had tens of thousands of these and they gave them to us. We thought we were going to have to just break them down because it's not a computer. We're very fortunate, a very clever young student came and did a placement with us. He took one home and he brought it back in and he said, I've turned it into a computer.
A fully functional computer?
A fully functioning computer. So what you've ended up with is an ultra fast, tiny computer, and we've got tens of thousands of them, and they're all going out to Ukraine just now.
But every computer also needs cables, a monitor, keyboard and mouse. And they're coming from an unlikely place.
Basically what it is, it's just, I'm just testing and cleaning everything. Sometimes we get computers in that work, but they need to be checked if they fully function. So, like, for talking to this mouse, I need to make sure it's fully functioning. It might turn on, it might, but I need to check if it does right click, left click, and it just basically works all together.
A workshed has been set up at HMP Barlinnie, where prisoners are helping to process tons of kit.
Here you go, mate.
Ross and his team drop off items that need to be cleaned or fixed.
We've got at the moment probably 6-7 pallets worth of mixed stuff to go through, and the guys, we can actually get through it really quickly. We've got 8 to 10 guys out every day, 5 days a week, so they do get through it quickly. It can be quite repetitive for them, but they seem to just, enjoy doing it.
The group was set up by Officer David Sneddon.
Cat 5, they want that because we're now starting to put servers into universities in Ukraine, and they're now starting to net. So well done. You beat me to it. Right.
They're all marked up with the
Small,
the
medium.
cable, like small, medium, large, basically. Like there'll be slightly different variants in that.
How are you so good?
Obviously, logistically in a prison, there's certain things that we can't do. Got to think about data transfer and things like that. So we have started off with all the peripheral things of our PCs, so with no internet connection, and the guys don't get access to any actual PC hard drives and things like that. We are working on all the keyboards, mice, monitors, all the cables, and helping Ross maximise what he can send over to Ukraine.
David says it was easy to motivate the workers to get involved.
There was a group of guys that I had originally, so we worked with prisoners from high dependency units. They've all got mental health issues, vulnerabilities within the jail, coping problems. So I was working with them already, and we just felt that this was a good fit for their, their background, their skills.
Been here for a year. They've explained that we're doing it for charity work, and it's getting sent to around the world. What goes to Ukraine goes to different countries. It's in need, and I'm interested in doing that because people usually about the money go, oh, I'll come down for the money, but I'm not there for the money. See, knowing that it's going to a good cause, that's what made me go down, because it's helpful. It's like stuff people know how to use.
Because they know it's a charity that they're helping, it's not just the prison that we're helping, it's something out with the prison for a change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's motivating them a bit.
Well, you are keeping children in Ukraine safe and educated right now. So that's
Some people haven't even seen a computer before.
Oh, absolutely. That's the bottom line.
amazing.
I mean, it's just like, but the fact that you get that is even better because
Aye.
it just makes my job a lot easier.
Take a lot more care when we're doing it and all.
Do you?
Different if we're making benches for the jail, we're just throwing them at we're not caring what we're doing, but
All right.
we're in there and we're boxing it, we're naming it.
Yeah.
Ross says the input from Barlinnie has been invaluable.
It's been absolutely front and centre to what we're trying to do in Ukraine. The team, and it's just a team, the way I see it, I mean, those guys have got slightly different terms and conditions, but they're every bit, as I've seen on my visits to them, as passionate about what they're doing as my guys. And I know some of them have said to me, oh, this is one of the best things I've done in my life. And I find that quite humbling, to be honest with you. So, we have a lot of respect and love for what we're getting out of Barlinnie, and we couldn't do without it.
As demand continues to grow for the work reusing IT does, it's clear that its impact is reaching much further than Ross could ever have imagined.
We're asked to go up to Kyiv to meet the Minister of Education, Mr. Lisovny, and his team. So they asked us to get involved in the Unbreakable Education Project, which is making sure every child in the East is able to carry on their education, even though there's drones and cruise missiles flying about overhead. They want to make sure that they are not the lost generation, because those kids are the kids that are going to have to rebuild the country.